Alright everybody, welcome back to Cedar Creek RC. John here. Today's goal, we have the Gen 8 K&K RC screw kit. So we're going to go ahead and start putting the chassis back together. I don't know how long this is going to take. I don't know. Haven't laid out any screws or anything yet. So we're probably going to be doing a lot of measuring, and if I think about it, I will go over when I put the screws in and which ones are using which. But we do have some washers, have some lock nuts, some super long screws, some more long screws, some bigger lock nuts. So we got, the kit's supposed to be everything for the kit. We got some little bitty screws that I'm not sure. So we might be taking measurements on a bunch of these screws. Try to lay them out 2mm. These are 3mm. And just, yeah, this might take a little while. But I wanted this kit because it's a comprehensive kit. It comes with everything. But I'm not sure I'm not sure on everything and like how it's going to work out. I have taken the axles and everything apart already. And I guess we need to probably start with like the servo mount screws. Like you can see, they're still rusty. And the servo mount looks like they're 3mm by 8mm. So we're going to need 4 of those. And they do go in through the bottom. We're not putting the servo in yet because I'm still kind of undecided on what I'm going to do with servo. But today's goal is to kind of just get the screws in place and maybe the chassis completely together. And the screws that were in it aren't really, they're a little rusty and a little dirty, but they're not horrible. So we can save those. So if we do, if a screw breaks or something happens, we'll have spare parts. And we're just going to put the old screws back in the bags once we take them out. Sorry for my big head in the way. I'm trying to remember how it went back together. So I'm assuming the front bumper mount was one of these, and it looks like another, it looks like it might be 10 millimeter. Just remember too, when you're tightening this stuff down, do not over tighten it. If you're using a cordless drill like I'm having, I have it set on 1, and then the lowest speed setting, so because you can strip out the plastic. We can always take the screws back out as well. But if I remember right, with these, I can always go back and watch my video too. On how to put it together. See if I'm missing. Like, make sure I'm doing the assembly correctly, basically. This might be where I'm a little confused because I don't remember. kind of at a loss right now because I don't remember exactly how the front fender inner fenders went on. Sorry about that, guys. So I actually think this piece goes down in here. Nope. We might not get as far into this as I was hoping today, but we're going to get as far as we can. And this video series might take longer than I thought, but I'm perfectly okay with that. So this is where all of your super long bolts will come into play. I know the last thing I'm going to do is put the axles on. But I also noticed, like when I was taking this apart, the skid plate is in really good shape. Like there's a few scratches on it, but nothing that I'm like super concerned about. But I like this chassis too. You can adjust the links and everything on it, so that's a pretty neat idea. So if you want to run like a shorter link and a shorter wheelbase, you can do that on these chassis. I think these are going to be 10 millimeters again, 10 millimeters long. Again, the axles and the links and all that stuff, we're going to do those at the very end probably. So we'll go ahead and tighten these. We're not going to tighten those all the way. Well, they're pretty much all the way. I don't know why I said that. We'll go ahead and do the other side, so hopefully we can get this at least a little bit stabilized. But I have a lot more screws in this kit than I remember taking out. I don't know if they send extras or what. And if you've used the K&K hardware kit, let me know down below. This is my first time ordering one. And I wanted it because it looked like it's a very comprehensive kit. And I'm using the 20 millimeter bolts for all these different kind of, for the shock locations, or like these upper mounts. The bottom ones are like a 45 millimeter. Hoping, I don't think there's a front and a back on these little like spacer parts. I said I don't think there's a front and a back. There might be. It looks like it's in there fairly well. I might come back from doing this and have to take all this back apart. I don't really know. But we're going to make a good effort at getting most of it put together today. And I don't want to put the front fenders on yet, but I'm worried I'm going to have to, because I'm not sure how to get this. It might stay. We'll work with it and see. But this whole kit is stainless as well, so you don't have to worry about rust on this stainless kit. I might add a couple of small screws in to where the inner fenders connect, just to keep the front this front cross brace from slipping out. I might use some of these old bolts. I can do that now, just as a temporary hold, so it's not going to be permanent. But while we're building, it will hold everything in place. We have our base. I might have messed up. No, it's going to slide on perfect. So we can't put that in until we get our transfer box in. So that'll be one of the last things we do as well. There are lots of little, I'm not sure where all the little screws go. But like the transfer case, I think it can only go in one way. I guess we could go ahead and put that in. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put the transfer case in. I have taken all these apart and checked for grease and all that stuff, and they do have grease in them. So if we upgrade, we'll just get all new parts and pieces. This has come together nicely, though. So far, it seems like we're using a lot of 3mm by 10mm screws, bolts. I don't know what you want to call these. But that's what we've used the most of so far. A couple of the 3mm by 8mm. If we have to, I have a bunch of spares. And whenever you're installing anything, double check and make sure everything's running smooth. If you have gears that spin it and make sure nothing's messed up. I know this isn't a new install. It was working when we took it out, but check for binding issues because that is a big deal and it can happen. And if you check every time, like that you install a motor or something, if it's binding, you know where it started binding at. But I think that's going to be it for today, guys. I might do a little work on the side, so maybe the next video won't be as long. I might go ahead and sort out my screws and stuff. But we'll call it a day there. I appreciate everybody watching. Like, subscribe, and share to the channel. Comment with any tips or tricks or anything that you might know. In the meantime, everybody stay safe and have a great day.